Your move, your move.
So starting off with this amazing deck profile, for today we have the best normal summon the deck can sort of ask for. It is triple Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat not only is amazing Ash Bait, which helps if you have the Gamma. It specials 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck, negates their effects, but since this is Tri-Brigade, they will have effects when you link them off and they go to the graveyard. So it is literally amazing. And if you have the Gamma and they have the Ash, they will always Ash this. They're always so greedy. I think it is correct to Ash this, but if you just have the Gamma, it's like the Omega Punish. So triple Rescue Cat, absolutely insane. We have triple Tri-Brigade Fractal. This is the rotor of the deck. Send it to the graveyard, and then you send 1 level 3 or lower Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster from your deck. Why am I saying it's the rotor? Because then you can send Kit, or you can send your Nerval, and then you can get a Surge. So this, even though it's a Foolish Burial, is also a rotor. Speaking of kits, we have triple Tri-Brigade kit. They all share the effect, all the Tri-Brigades, that you can banish any number of Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters in your graveyard, and you link summon. The most important thing to remember is that this link summon doesn't count as the monster being link summoned properly, so they won't be able to be revived off the Tri-Brigade Revolt. So only monsters that you properly link summon using the materials from the field, you can bring back with the Revolt. But that is just something to make note of. But those monsters that you do summon, they can also be used as link material, so it just ends up being extremely free. So if this card goes to the graveyard, you can send 1 Tri-Brigade from your deck to the grave. So it's another Foolish Burial, and basically what we're going to be doing is flooding the graveyard with different types of Winged Beast, and Beast Warriors in order to, gain their material in order to banish them to summon your links. So Tri-Brigade Nerval is the one when he goes to the graveyard, he's actually a search. So your Fractal is going to send Kit, Kit is going to send Nerval, and Nerval is going to search your card. That's already 3 material for a link 3 that you can summon. And also, if you don't open the Fractal, Kit is very useful because it has 700 attack, which means you can normal summon it, link it off into a Salmon Grey Almirage, and then you can start your engines there because it can send the Nerval, and Nerval get the Kuraz. Speaking of the Kuraz, this is our extender for the deck. I think 2 is perfectly fine. We only play 2 because he's very searchable, as you've seen, and also because he doesn't do anything when he goes to the graveyard. His entire effect is the typical Tri-Brigade effect, and then you can discard a other Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast to special summon himself. So that's why we play 2 Kuraz, but I'm very happy with this ratio lineup, and I think this is arguably the strongest lineup you have. You can argue play triple Kuraz if you don't want to lose to Gamma and things like that. So for example, if they Ash your Rescue Cat and then they have the Gamma for the Kuraz, even though then I still think you lose. So I just think double Kuraz is correct, to be honest with you. And that is pretty much it for the Tri-Brigade monsters. Let's move on to the hand traps, and there are quite a few of these. We're going to start off with triple of Nibiru. I'm not sure on Nibiru. This could easily be Droll. I just don't want to play Droll because the Revolt can get us draws and adds. And if we Droll our opponent, we're not going to be able to do that. But arguably, Droll is very good against Tri-Brigade as well. If we Tenki, for example, search Fractal, then we get Drolled, we're kind of screwed there. But I don't know. I'm unsure on the Droll. So I'm playing Nibiru for now. We have triple Ash. Ash is just very good as usual. I already spoke about it before, but we have the triple of the Psyframe Gamma. This is amazing punish with the driver, and the driver's not that bad in this deck because your Tri-Brigade Link 2 lets you put a card to the bottom of the deck and you draw one, so you can always put back the driver. But this is amazing because they always want to hit the Rescue Cat with this, and you just punish them. And also, these hand traps are just very good into the Super Heavy Samurai matchup and into not so much the Pearly for Nibiru, but the Gamma is still very good in basically every matchup. We also have the triple Ghost Ogre. This is more for the Super Heavy Samurai matchup. We're going to Ogre them, and we're going to Ogre the Scales. Or if you don't want to get punished by hitting the Wakashi with the Gamma, we're going to wait for them to place the other Scale. I forgot his name, and then we're going to Ogre that. I think we always Ogre the Wagon as well. And we have triple Infinite Impermanence. So this is a bunch of hand traps. I think this is at least 12, maybe 15. I don't know if this is off my head, hand traps. But since the Tri-Brigade engine is so self-sufficient, we don't really need to be, playing anything else in order to sort of get our engine started, apart from the cards I'm going to show you, like now. But that's why we're playing so many hand traps. We also have Triple Tenki. This is a card I was mentioned before that this will get you our not Kuras, our Fractal. So that is why we're playing that. And that's basically just extra consistency along with double Pot of Desires. This is our draw power for the deck. We play so many 3-ofs, we don't mind banishing. This is really free. And we also play double Crossout. Crossout helps us play against hand traps, and since we play so many of them ourselves, we're Nibiru proof, Ash proof, Gamma proof, Ogre proof. It just hits so many different hand traps, Imperm proof, that we basically have to play it. Moving on to our Tri-Brigade spells and traps. That's right, you hear me right, guys. We're playing Tri-Brigade spells. It is the new Tri-Brigade spell from Cyberstrom Access. I think this card is fantastic. Not only does it let us play our Link 5 in the extra deck, because now if we Tri-Brigade Raw, send Tri-Brigade Raw, and use Revolt in the same turn, we'll have 3 Tri-Brigade spells and traps in the grave, and we can actually summon our Link 5. But not only that, this can change a monster's attack to 0, so very useful during damage step things. You can send a spell, which is why we play 2. I think we always have to play 2, because basically we send one off the other, and that gives us the monster negate, or we can even send a Tri-Brigade Revolt and have a compulsory evacuation device. This card's fantastic. The only bad thing about this card is that you need to control a Link monster, so going second, it doesn't immediately help you break the board, because you actually need to extend into a Link. But if you're going first, you can add this off your Link 2 if you already have the trap, and this and the trap is just absolutely insane. So that is why we're playing 2 Tri-Brigade Raw. And speaking of the trap, we're playing triple Tri-Brigade Revolt. Why am I playing 3? I was playing 2 in my other build, but I think now since we have the Tri-Brigade Raw, we always want to basically be sending one if we don't want to negate something. So playing 3 just lets us always have the second one in rotation, because usually we're going to be sending one off of the Tri-Brigade Raw if we don't want to negate something. And it's a 42 card deck. This helps us open the card. We really want to open this card, and that means we can search for the Tri-Brigade Raw instead. So that's it for the main deck. It is 42 cards. Let's move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck, I apologize for this card. I don't have it. It is the Tri-Brigade Link 5. We can now summon it. In order to summon it, we need to have 3 different Tri-Brigade Link spells, Tri-Brigade spells or traps in the graveyard, in order to summon it. And then basically in the battle phase, we can banish some cards our opponent controls. It's not actually that good, to be honest with you, but when it does hit the grave, it does Foolish Burial from the extra deck, which is very nice as well. So I think it warrants at least one of, but never play more than one. And it comes in Starlight Rare, which if you are a max rarity Tri-Brigade player, matches your other Starlights in the extra deck, so that's pretty nice. For our actual good Tri-Brigade Link monsters, we have Tri-Brigade Shureg, Link 4. On summon, he's going to banish something non-targeting, which is fantastic. Or if you don't want to do it on summon, if another Winged Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast is special summoned, you can banish a card. So even if this survives, which usually it does in our opponent's turn, when we summon in our turn, we're going to get another banish. So lots of banishes with this card, and then when it does go to the graveyard, it is going to rotor us for a level equal to the amount of Tri-Brigade monsters or Winged Beasts and all that we have banished. So really nice. 2, I think, is mandatory. I wouldn't play 3. Third one never comes up, but 2 definitely does. For a 1 Tri-Brigade Rugal, this Silver Sheller. Not that great. I just think it's nice that you have the option to Monster Reborn if you want to, so I just play it. You can cut it. I just play it. I think it's nice. We have 2 Tri-Brigade Ferrigite, the Baron Blossom. This card's fantastic. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower from your hand of all the types I've mentioned like 50 times in this video. And when it goes to the graveyard, you can draw a card and place 1 card from the hand to the bottom of the deck, which is also why I don't want to play draw, because if you properly summon this and then bring it back with a Revolt, link it off, you're not going to be able to get the draw effect. So I'm playing 2 of that. I'm also playing 2 of the Tri-Brigade Bear Broom. This card is now infinitely better that it can search for a Tri-Brigade Raw as well. Revolt's obviously amazing and still probably the best card in the deck, but if we hard open the Revolt, we're not forced to sort of not make this. We can still make it and go for the Tri-Brigade Raw search instead. So double of the Bear Broom. For our more generic links, we have the 1 Underworld Goddess. This is to out things like Pearly, what's his name, Noir, the one that is unaffected by everything. So we need to basically have something to out it and out towers like that. We have 1 Appaloosa. We make this very, very quickly in our turn because we're going to get so many link monsters onto the field. We have 1 Access Code Talker. This is going to help us seal out games. We have the 1 Desperate Doom Eagle. This is really nice still because it lets us put monster cards our opponent controls back into the deck. Not that relevant now that Telements isn't in the format anymore, but still very useful. If you're going against Phantom Knights or anything like that, you can always use it. We have the 1 Cyframe Lord Lambda. Again, we're playing Gamma. With the Gammas, we can make this, and then if we draw into any more Gammas, we can, you know, Gamma them even if we control monsters, which is extremely strong. 1 Ancient Warrior Oath Double Dragon Lords, just still an insane card. And then the 1 Salmon Great Mirage, and that is going to be rounding off our extra deck.
It's time! Let's go!